using that methodology here in Massachusetts. I did want to just touch upon schools. The school department released their draft school reopening plan on August 6th. That outlined 3 models for reopening: the in-person learning plan, the fall remote learning plan, and a hybrid of both. Superintendent Goff presented her recommendation to the school committee that night, August 6th, for the hybrid model. And so essentially what that means is all learners in grades 1 through 12 will be assigned to one of 2 cohorts. Cohorts will alternate in-person and remote learning on Mondays and Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, with Wednesday being all remote. As right now, it's my understanding that kindergarten will be all in person. The school department started holding virtual forums with parents last week, and it's my understanding the principals will be holding individual forums that are specific to their buildings also. The schedule right now has the first day of school being on Monday, September 14th. And in the meantime, municipal departments are working with the school department to look at providing an in-person kind of childcare option where, for the families that don't necessarily have the ability to provide the remote learning at home, an option for them to sign up for a program that's being coordinated with the extended day director as well as the recreation director. So more information to come on that. I'm understanding that it's just a few weeks until school starts. We're working pretty quickly to try to put that program together. Town meeting, just want to update the personnel board, the Board of Health at the Select Board voted to close the fall town meeting warrant last week, and that we'll begin the process of reviewing the articles with the Finance Committee beginning next week. As you know, although town hall is open to the public, all boards and committees are continuing to meet remotely. At this stage, the town administrator and the town moderator are starting to, still working together to determine the plan for the fall town meeting, but we'll certainly share those details when they become available. State primary, just want to update the board that the state primary is next Tuesday, September 1st. And despite the pandemic, the clerk's office has been working tirelessly to make sure that Walpole residents are able to vote beforehand. So early voting is taking place here at Town Hall during Town Hall business hours through Friday at noon of this week. They started this past Saturday. Absentee and mail-in voting continues to take place. For those interested in voting through that method, the USPS is suggesting at least allowing one week for mail delivery. So that puts us right at about the week mark at 8 o'clock tonight. And then the primary itself is next Tuesday, and polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that's about it from my update. Any questions?
No, sounds pretty good.
Melissa, am I missing anything? Or Rika, Trish?
Well, Patrick, I think you did a really good job. The only other thing is we are working actively for our flu clinic for the fall. So we should have more information at our next meeting regarding date and how everything will take place. And obviously we'll put out a request for your assistance, as you guys always help out with the flu clinic.
Actually, I did make myself a note on that, Melissa, because obviously with the focus on really pushing to get everybody to get flu vaccines this year to, I guess, minimize the confusion between whether do you have the flu or do you have COVID and so forth, is how are we, and I'm sure you're working on it, but the flu clinic itself is not socially distant.
Rachel, she's very dark.
Yeah, so we are working.
And how do we pull that one off?
Sure. So we're working to do an outside flu clinic, kind of like a drive-through, but given the option for those individuals that potentially might need that additional time to get out of their vehicle, an area to the side, protected under a tent that would, give them the time and, resources they need to have a vaccine done if they needed that additional time. So that's kind of, it seems like what the model that everyone's following. So that's something that we would be doing.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that it'll be put together in a way, but I was just trying to envision in my head, how do you socially distance in something like that and protect both the public that's coming to get the vaccination as well as the providers who are doing that work. So I guess I won't be handing out candy for this one.
We'll find something for you to do.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I don't know. I missed out on doing oil. I'm going to miss out on handing candy. This is not the way I wanted to end my career on the Board of Health, Melissa, just so you know.
That just means you have to stay an extra year after COVID's over.
It's a requirement.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be kind of tough. I mean, I could do a Zoom meeting from Wisconsin, but I think the regulations say that I can't do that.
So, Melissa, can we require appointments though for the flu clinics?
Yeah, so it would definitely be by appointment, 100%.
It would sign up online. And
Exactly.
then this way we can, make sure that,
We could control the flow of it, sure.
yeah. And do we have any dates set up yet? No, we're not yet.
We are looking for early October.
Early October, okay. And we're gonna have 2 as usual or just 1?
So it's a little tricky because with the vaccine we've been allotted, I think right now we're going to focus on 1 to start, and then that way we can order more vaccine and then host another one. The good thing is, like you guys are all well aware, originally years past we've always gone through Rite Aid and Walgreens because we didn't have a public health nurse in our office. Now that we do, Trish will oversee all of it. So we'll be purchasing our flu vaccine and administering our flu vaccine with the help of the school nurses. Thank you, Rachel and the group. And any other nurses that we have on our MRC or CERT committee. So it will make it a lot easier and gives us a flexibility. But it also, it's tricky to kind of gauge how many people we will have to come out. So we may have to purchase more vaccine prior to hosting a second flu clinic.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, I think, Patrick, thank you very much. You can hang around if you want, but you don't have to.
Great. Thanks for the invitation. And
You'll,
of course, if you have any questions,
Be replaced by the newest adjunct member of the Board of Health, my cat Winston, who's decided to move in for the evening.
All right. Have a great meeting, everybody.
All right, thanks, Patrick, very much.
Patrick.
Thank you.
Right. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the August 11th meeting. I did not see anything, but
I have one.
okay.
Under the lifeguard variance, under motion where it says,
Gotta get out of here.
a CPO is available all times when the pool is open, maybe?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That does clarify it a bit. Thank you, Mona.
And I had a question, under the post warning signs, it says like one of the required signs says adults should not swim alone. Is that a requirement? Like I understand children, but adults should not be
From the code.
Yeah, I mean, that is part of the suggested thing. Even, however old you are, if you're the only one in the pool, that's not a good thing. There always should be somebody else around who can sound the alarm, if you will, should something happen. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any other changes, corrections, additions, or deletions to the minutes? Then we'll entertain a motion on them.
Okay, I'll make a motion in regards to the minutes from the August 11, 2020 meeting. The Board of Health approves the minutes as amended.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I didn't hear. Did it?
Okay.
I didn't hear 2 other ayes, but can I assume that it's 4-0-0?
I think Melissa is muted, so you can't hear Carol.
Oh,
Carol did say aye.
okay.
I did say
All right, so 4-0-0 on the minutes. Next on the agenda, I did see John Glossa on earlier. He disappeared. Is he coming back for the Elmcrest septic installation?
I'm here, Mr. Chairman. Can you see me?
Oh, there you are. Hey, John, how you doing?
Back. Good. How are you?
Good. We got a failed system.
Yeah, this is a little different. Why I'm in front of you. Rika and Melissa have approved the plan. So this is 9 Elmcrest Circle. Right? So if you were going up 27 and you take a right on Mill Pond, after you go by Robbins Road, and then you go down the end, and then Elmcrest Circle goes off to the left. So it's sort of a peninsula that sort of sticks out into Turner Pond.
Oh, yes,
A
yes.
number of
Okay.
systems here. It's gravel soil. And questions. There's nothing here that needs any local upgrade approval or variance. Melissa and Rika have approved my plan. The house is owned by two brothers, good guys, Chip and Scott Patterson. Like a lot of my clients, they waited a little too late to kind of call me and get this done. And because the work is within 100 feet of an area protected by the wetland regulations, I needed to file an application with the Conservation Commission. And just because of their schedule, they're not meeting again until September 9th. And what we do in situations like this, it's pretty much standard procedure in Walpole, is we file what's called a request for determination. So it's not a full notice of intent application. You know, it's not that 20-page form that we normally would do. The Conservation Commission wants to encourage people to fix their septic systems, but the Conservation Commission is compelled by, you know, the state regulation to hold a hearing, or at least to have a filing and have a hearing, or a meeting anyway. And then, so in this case, once they see the plan and they discuss it, then they normally issue what's called a negative determination of applicability, which means that, yes, you're within our jurisdiction, but the work that you're doing is not going to alter the wetland. So go ahead and do it as approved. So sort of anticipating that the brothers have contracted with Kenny Jones to do the work, that it was likely that Kenny Jones may do this work before September 9th. I asked the conservation agent, Landis Hershey, if in fact the work could go forward under what's known as the emergency provision of the wetland regulations. So that's, you know, a road gets washed out or something. I mean, sometimes things have to get fixed that are within 100 feet of wetlands, but there's no time to actually go through the process because of, you know, circumstances. And that's one here. So when I asked Landis to do this, you know, I wouldn't say she said no or yes, but she said she felt that the request should come from the Board of Health rather than from myself or from Chip or Scott Patterson. So I'm asking that the board simply send a request to so this gets approved by the agent. It's while we're waiting for it to go to in front of the Conservation Commission. She now would have the power to allow Kenny to go ahead and do this. I mean, this might be moot if Kenny can't do it before September 9th anyway, but I just thought that there was no sense in not doing this, just in case Kenny can do it. And the other reason, probably the most important reason, is, like I said, they've waited a little too long. This house is a raised ranch, and so it has a bathroom on the first floor level, which is, you know, just slightly below grade. So when the septic tank and the leach field do back up, it shows up in the toilet in the basement or on the first floor level. And that's not an ideal situation. It actually would, in my mind, be cause to be an emergency on the in front of, as far as the Board of Health is concerned, right? You really don't want sewage to be discharged onto your bathroom floor if you can help it. So that's the only reason I'm here, just to see if the board would be willing to ask the Conservation Commission agent if she would allow this to go forward through the emergency provision of the Wetlands Protection Regulations. So that's it, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, and I can answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, John. Melissa, any comments?
I would be in favor of the board making this request. The plan has been approved, and obviously we want a working operating system versus a failed system, especially in close proximity to the wetland.
Any questions from anybody on the board for John? We'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion regarding the request for the septic variance that the Board of Health granted without any questions.
We'll hear a second.
Should we say, specify that we need to send a request?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say grant the variance, because it's not technically a variance, but that you are in favor of the emergency request and that the application be seen in front of the conservation agent rather than waiting until the conservation board meets.
Great.
Very good. Sounds good.
Motion has been made and revised. Do I now hear a second?
Second and revised.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
4-0-0. Good luck with that one, John.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, John.
Thanks so much, John. Take care.
All right, good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
sir. We have a lifeguard variance request, Home to Suites. This is a renewal of a variance we granted. Is this the second or first renewal or the second renewal for them?
I believe this is the second renewal.
Okay. And have there been any issues, complaints, etc. with them?
There's been no issues. They've abided by the variance granted.
Okay.
So this is for the indoor swimming pool, right, Melissa?
Correct, in the hotel, correct, inside of the hotel.
Would this be the same conditions that we just did for the one at the last meeting?
It's more similar to the variance that was requested for the Fairfield Inn.
Oh, okay.
I did attach it in the email.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'll make a motion in
Please
regard to the lifeguard variance Home to Suites to 375 Providence Highway. The Board of Health approves the variance contingent upon successful inspection and all the usual lifeguard variance conditions such as required signs posted in conspicuous locations.
And I want to add in Richard's motion from last time regarding in compliance with COVID regulations for pool
Yes,
and spas.
good point.
And then
Good
lastly,
point.
just the indemnification form completed and submitted to our office.
Okay,
Good point. Excellent. Okay. Motion has been made and added to. Do I hear a second?
I will second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
aye.
Opposed? Abstained? 4-0-0 on that one. And then we have a HACCP plan for the Hisso Sushi at Stop and Shop. Obviously because they're dealing with uncooked product, which I guess is kind of defined by sushi.
So the variance for sushi is actually for the rice, because the rice, they acidify it because rice, when cooked, is a food that needs to be refrigerated, but sushi is difficult to make with refrigerated rice, so they acidify it so they can keep it at room temperature.
Oh, thank you for that clarification. I assumed in reading through the stuff that was because of the fact that in some cases they're using uncooked or undercooked seafood, but it's specifically the rice.
It's specifically the rice. Within the plan, they do also submit paperwork to show that their seafood comes from approved sources and has gone through all the proper parasite destruction, because with raw fish, that's really what you're concerned with. So it has to be frozen for a certain amount of time. And so that is part of the HACCP, but the main piece is that acidification of the rice.
Well, it is a poor day if you don't learn something. So thank you, Rika, for that.
Bill, sorry to interrupt. Can we I know that there's two other individuals on the call. Can we just find out, are they here for this reason, and just to state their name, just so we have it for the record?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Who do we have?
Yeah, my name's Chris Rupert, and yes, I'm here on behalf of Hisho Sushi. Food
Oh,
Safety
okay.
Field.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
Welcome.
Nice to meet you. Good to be here.
And you are part of the corporate entity that is running that?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're based down in Charlotte, so that's where I am this evening. And we're looking to open up a sushi kiosk inside of the Stop and Shop at 565 Main Street. And Miss Starrett put it perfectly. We're applying for a variance to acidify the rice and hold it at room temperature for up to 24 hours. We're lowering the pH with vinegar and rendering it as a non time temperature control for safety.
And
for,
your
food.
company does this at supermarkets throughout the country?
Yeah. We've got about 1,200 locations across the country. We're in, I think it's 44 states now. And last year we took over Stop and Shop, and we've been rolling that out ever since.
How's that going? Is that any issues?
So we got a little experience. Oh, sorry.
How's that
Froze
going
for a second there.
with the 1,200 locations? Have there been any issues?
Not too much. Obviously, markets, business gets disrupted with COVID. And we've obviously, worked very closely with all of our, the health departments that oversee our stores. Different states, different jurisdictions have, different regulations as to what they see, with everything going on. So it's been, it's been interesting. It's been a good learning process, juggling a lot of things. But overall, not too bad. Grocery stores are, a good spot to be in right now on the business side of things. So it's been, interesting to, for sure.
Will we be rolling this out to the Stop and Shops in the entire area?
Yeah. We've been, taking over operations in Stop and Shop since about the probably tail end of last year, October, November. So we're in probably, gosh, I don't have the number off the top of my head, at least 100, 150, up in, gosh, wherever they start, Maryland. I think there might be a few in Maryland on up.
Right. Oh, okay. And is there someone else on the line that we need to acknowledge?
Yes. My name is Kristen Saniga. I also work with Chris.
Okay.
The Food Safety and Compliance team at HESHO.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. Time out of your evening, I should say. Melissa, Reiki, any issues with this? I know we have. I know there's a sushi kiosk at the Big Y that operates, and I don't know if that's one of yours or somebody else's.
That is a different company, but no, Rika,
I'm not aware of any issues with
if
that
there's
one.
anything. There's no issues with the plan review.
So I reviewed the plan. The HACCP plan looks good. I'm scheduled to go out later this week to do a pre-operational inspection prior to them opening. I know they hope to open probably beginning of next week, maybe over the weekend, depending on how the pre-operational inspection goes at the end of this week.
Okay.
So I have a question. Would these kiosks be run or operated by one of the Stop and Shop employees, or is it just self-service?
So by and large, they're franchise locations. So we're a separate entity from Stop and Shop. So by and large, it'll be a franchise location. So there'll be a chef that'll work there as a franchisee of HESHO Sushi.
Oh, okay. So employed by your company.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good. So there will be a chef on site. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, there'll be a chef on site. Rolling fresh made every day.
Okay, great. And you haven't had any health related issues? Any that you can mention?
No. We all of our franchisees, they come in, they do a 2 week training, and a lot of them have, years of sushi rolling experience, behind that. So we always make sure they have a top-notch food safety training where they go out and take over the location.
I usually go to the Stop and Shop in Norwood only because it's geographically closer to where I live, but I will have to make a special trip down to the Walpole one to get some sushi in the next week or two. All right.
It's $5 on Wednesdays.
Oh, even better.
They remember that.
So Melissa, any concerns, Melissa or Rika, on this one? Seems pretty
No,
straightforward.
like Rika said, it's just pending their inspection. If it takes place the end of this week, if everything's good, then we would be all set.
Okay, and we'll entertain a motion on approving the HACCP plan.
I'll make a motion regarding the HACCP plan for Isho Sushi and Stop and Shop. And the Board of Health would grant the permit contingent on successful pre-inspection by the Board of Health.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
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 4-0-0. Good luck, Chris, and was it Christine or
Kristen, so close.
Kristen? Close enough. All right. Well, I apologize for mispronouncing your name. Good luck with
Fine. Happens
the
all the time.
good luck with the operation.
Thank you.
Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it. Anything else, Melissa, that we need to deal with tonight?
No,
No?
no.
Then make a motion to adjourn.
We'll meet next on September 8th, Tuesday,
Okay.
September 8th.
Remember to vote early, or certainly at least vote. And everybody have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll be meeting the Tuesday after. All right, so motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much. See you on the 8th.
Have a nice holiday.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everybody.